Tonight, the FBI stepping up its investigation into death threats against election workers in Fulton County, Georgia, home to Atlanta. This is according to County Elections Director Richard Barron, who says he met with investigators seeking more information about threats to him like this. And I will warn you that what you're about to hear, just one of many threats that he got, is disturbing.
234 years ago, the founding Caucasian fathers of America gave us the Second Amendment. Time's running out, Richard. We're coming after you and every that stole this election with our Second Amendment. You will be served lead.
That was one of many, and the flood of threats came in after former President Trump singled out Barron at a rally in December and tried to tie him to a debunked conspiracy theory that election workers in his county pulled out suitcases full of pro-Biden ballots while observers were allegedly evacuated during a water pipe break in Atlanta.
If you just take the crime of what those Democrat workers were doing, and by the way, there was no water main break.
Okay, I want to go now to Richard Barron, the elections director in Fulton County, Georgia. And Richard, so let me just start with the meeting you recently had with the FBI as part of their investigation into the threats made against you and others in your office. What do you understand about the investigation at this point?
Well, I think what they're aiming to do is to look at all of the threats that were received for post-November all the way through this summer. I know that not only me, but other people on my staff have received threats all the way into the summer, and I know that's happened around the country as well.
So I want to talk about that. I mean, obviously, your tenure as Fulton County Elections Director has had controversy, right? You barely survived a vote to oust you by a bipartisan County Board of Commissioners. But no matter what you're dealing with there professionally, none of it excuses the threats you have received, like this one.
Right.
It's quite obvious to anybody with half a brain that there was a lot of fraud. I expected, actually I demand, since y'all work for us, that y'all do something. And if you don't, I guess, what is it, tar and feather? I don't know what we do these days. Is it firing squad? Is it hanging for treason? Oh, boy, you better run. That's all I got to say.
I mean, how dangerous is it right now for you to even to do your job when you're getting calls like that?
Well, I think what you have to do is just focus on going to work every day and doing what you're supposed to do and try to ignore the distractions. I know that, listening to those calls now, it's a little bit easier to hear them now than it was in the thick of things between the November election and our January Senate runoff. And I think, a lot of my staff, that's predominantly black staff, and the N-word was flying around with impunity on calls that they received almost daily for a few months.
Talk to me about that, because you say your office is predominantly staffed by African Americans, and so literally what would happen? They would pick up the phone, and people would be saying these horrible racist things. And from my understanding, tell me, Richard, is that it went farther than that. I mean, people had people come into their houses.
Yeah, a lot of the calls dealt with motorcycle gangs on their way to our offices to shoot us all in our offices and seats. We also had a couple members of my staff were visited at home by people at night at their doorway. Another lady had her grandma visited because they thought she was there, said they wanted to make a citizen's arrest and tried to push their way into her grandmother's house.
So, there must have been times when you were truly scared for your life, for your family.
Well, I think mostly I was more concerned with my staff because I think they're the ones that are in the trenches doing the work. With regard, it was easier for me to get police protection than some of the other staff because they may live outside of the county, and then it becomes more complicated to arrange for police protection. And my job requires me to live within Fulton County.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, Richard. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So I want to go now to Ben Ginsberg. He's a Republican elections lawyer with nearly 4 decades of experience, and he just launched a legal defense network for elections officials like Richard Barron who have received these threats. So Ben, you hear Richard Barron talk about the death threats he's received. I played a couple of them. There were, countless more where that came from. But he's talking about staff members in his office, right? Motorcycle gangs threatening to come shoot them all in their seats, showing up at their homes. How did hearing stories like this affect your decision to get involved?
Well, very much. I co-chaired a presidential commission a few years ago with Bob Bauer, who was President Obama's attorney. We got to know election officials on the state and local level. They do a tremendous job in calling balls and strikes in our elections. And you have to have people who call balls and strikes. So these attempts to intimidate those election officials, combined with a nationwide push that's been successful in a handful of states to criminalize the actions of election officials, takes a huge cost out of the democracy, out of our systems of elections, credibility in elections.
So obviously, it's not just Richard Barron, as he made clear, but election officials from across this country have had the courage to speak out. I've spoken to several of them. That they've talked about the threats that they get. Right, their families have gotten. Here are just a few.
We receive phone calls into our offices at the Board of Supervisors, our staff, saying that our families are going to be slaughtered.
It seemed apparent to us that they were basically casing our house, seeing what kind of security measures we had.
Calls to our offices reminding us that this is what the Second Amendment is for. People like us.
All of this motivated by Trump's big lie about the election. Now, Ben, I've talked to you through this entire election situation, right, over the past year. You've worked in elections for nearly 40 years. Have you ever seen anything like this?
No, never like this, never on such a large scale, never designed to really stop elections officials from doing what they need to do about the casting and counting of ballots. And that really goes to the peaceful transfer of power. So that these attacks on election officials, plus the laws being passed in the states, plus what happened on January 6th, means that it really is time to tell elections officials that they do have allies, that people do have their backs.
So obviously, Governor Abbott, has signed the voting law in Texas. You write in an op-ed when you were talking about your new legal defense network that in just the past 3 months, several states across the country, I'm quoting you, have passed laws that impose criminal penalties like fines and jail time on election workers for, as you say, simply doing their jobs. 3 of these states, Texas, Florida, and Georgia, and Texas, as I said just yesterday, have empowered partisan poll watchers, right? That's an explicit part of that legislation. What effect is that going to have?
In the polling place, which is designed to let people cast their ballots peacefully, weaponized poll watchers can cause, number one, disruption and intimidation to voters potentially, and number two, distract election officials from doing their job. The really surprising thing to me in all this is the Republicans who are passing these laws seem to have no recognition that this can be used against them as easily as they think they can use it against Democrats. So that's a bad situation across the board.